Hi, it's David Samuyiwa, and I thought let me just do another video while the game's still going on. Got a bit of time to do an extra video today. So I want to tackle the question of the importance of doing assessments on players during their season. So that means pre-season, in-season, post-season, to make sure that they're healthy, fit, and obviously they're seeing the results when it comes to their strength and conditioning especially. So for me that's a must. The question I get asked is it important to screen players on a regular basis? Absolutely. I mean, when you're talking about the development of a player, regardless of what sport they play, there needs to be what we call screening, in terms of looking at their physical capabilities and making sure that their bodies are at the right capacity to do their sport at a high level, and hence sports performance, right? So I mean, screening, for example, will consist of doing stuff like body fat testing, taking measurements of the body, obviously checking the weight of the player, looking at their coordination, their mobility, their flexibility, their balance, obviously taking a look at their strength and their conditioning and their speed. So working like, for example, over short distances, so 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters, 60 meters. Then looking at their speed endurance, looking at 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 meters, depending on what sport they play, obviously, and the amount of physical demands that are needed to perform that sport on a high level. So doing a lot of conditioning like the bleep test and these kind of stuff, I mean, these are all important tests, VO2 max, so it depends on what kind of sport, what kind of athlete you're working with, but screening for sure is a must to be done on a regular basis. Testing lower body strength like squats, testing upper body strength like with bench press, core stability, checking the explosive power, like we call a standing long jump for like a horizontal explosive leg power, doing a vertical jump, doing box jumps. I mean, there's many ways to test explosivity over the whole body. So I mean, like, it's very important. Checking the blood pressure, checking the bone density, checking the resting heart rate, the max heart rate. I mean, is crucial. I mean, you can't really develop a player without checking on a consistent basis their strength and conditioning, in terms of testing them to making sure they're on a high level. So you can see if there's a dip in those results, then of course you know that, okay, maybe that person needs to rest. If they're not strong enough, then you know, okay, what strength and conditioning program you need to do to make sure that they obtain maximum strength at a certain time. So it's also called about, making sure that the testing is done probably off season, and then maybe one time during the season. So, but again, it depends on the sport that they're doing. But the crucial factor is that I just wanted to emphasize that we must do screening on our players, regardless of what sport they do. Let me not say players, let me say athletes. We must do screening on the athletes. So regardless of what sport they play, there must be a screening process that must be done at least twice in the season to make sure that their bodies are capable of sustaining a high level of sports performance. And of course, it depends on what age they are also. So it depends on what age, depends on what sport. It depends on obviously whether they're in puberty, not in puberty, as to what tests you do. So I mean, you just got to find the most appropriate test for that sport, for that player, for the age group at that particular time. But the main thing is there must be some screening done to make sure that obviously they're fit, they're healthy, and also they're developing as they go along. So again, just another short video talking about the importance of screening our athletes. Is very important. So please make sure that if you're a sports performance coach or if you're a personal trainer, whatever impact you have on your athletes you train, make sure you do the screening to make sure that they obviously are going to sustain their sports performance and obviously avoid injuries and develop as they go along. So take care for now, and hear from me later on.